Something exciting is about to happen. Currently, one of the largest catalysts for XRP is taking place. All XRP holders should pay attention to this catalyst. Thus, I want to go into detail about what I'm witnessing. Why? Because we're not merely discussing XRP's short-term price fluctuations or easy profits. This might also change the long-term worth and success of XRP. Thus, this will have a significant impact on XRP's future. And as we investigate that, let's also look at how the XRP market as a whole is changing. We received some amazing news from the SEC today on August 5th. In fact, they ruled that staking actions for cryptocurrency liquids are not securities. Do you think the SEC has changed that much since 2024? Their priorities and methods are completely different. They are now sincerely hoping that cryptocurrency would succeed. The days of warfare are past. Their goal is for innovation to thrive. And to be honest, as an investor, it feels like this is really important to understand. This is our breakthrough. The time when our sector is given the significant attention it merits. Thus, we are actually living through a significant tipping point in which technology is no longer only changing the crypto landscape. It will soon change the globe as a whole. This brings us to the topic I frequently discuss on this channel, America. The entire world takes notice when the United States takes action, doesn't it? Everyone seems to get a cold when we sneeze. Imagine if the SEC is now taking an entirely different stance on cryptocurrency. The entire administration is completely changing course and approving significant cryptocurrency initiatives one after another. And you know what? Watching everything unfold, every nation is wondering, wait, what's really going on here? And scratching their brains. They are delving deeply, doing their assignments and attempting to solve this puzzle. It is precisely the same as what we are currently witnessing with tokenization. This phenomena is no longer limited to the United States. It's blowing up the world. What does this remind me of? Do you know? Recall how Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom were all vying to become the next major crypto hub. This is due to America's desire to become the center of cryptocurrency. Everyone else is rushing to keep up with the US, which is essentially setting the pace. The SEC is essentially stepping on the gas pedal for this entire movement when we look at what they are doing at the moment. However, take a look at this. Nate Geraci has some breaking news. Recently, the SEC declared that some tokens with liquid staking are not securities. This might be the last component needed to approve those Ethereum ETFs for staking and spot trading. What's going on here then? The key to controlling liquidity inside those spots Ethereum ETFs will be liquid staking tokens. In fact, it was one of the SEC's most troublesome issues. Therefore, I do believe that the SEC is methodically removing all obstacles for Ethereum ETFs and spot ETFs, particularly those related to staking and yield generation. This is where things start to become really exciting though. This, in my opinion, is going to open the door for a ton of additional ETFs in general. Sincerely, staking has long been viewed as a serious danger to the established banking industry. Recall that we have been reporting on this issue since 2022 and 2023. Wow, 2023 was a terrible year for the DeFi market and staking platforms as a whole. It was similar to the crackdown year. Do you recall when Kraken was hit with that hefty fine? Everyone in the room was awakened by that. But take a look at where we are now. We seem to be living in an entirely other reality. Everything has completely changed. The problem is that we are examining the potential implications of this for exchange-traded funds. And to be honest, I believe this has the potential to completely revolutionize the game. Additionally, the SEC's entire action could pave the way for even more ETFs to receive approval. I mean, consider it. At the moment, they appear to be relaxing on almost everything. I'll go on to my next point, because we're still waiting for those cryptocurrency ETFs to be approved. We must also keep an eye on those altcoin ETFs if we are to witness a shift in focus toward making these spot Ethereum ETFs as effective as possible. That is literally removing every obstacle in their path. Take a look at our XRP ETF, which may be approved by September or October. According to Eric Bakunis of Bloomberg, given the SEC's softening and the eventual resolution of the entire Ripple issue, approval might occur as early as Q3. That might serve as the impetus for an XRP pump. Don't get me wrong, this isn't the huge catalyst I've been discussing, but I do believe it's a crucial component for XRP. However, my main focus with regard to these ETFs is the extent to which the SEC is retreating from cryptocurrency in general. This is about more than just staking. Additionally, it's the stable coins. This is the ideal illustration. Although this was posted on August 5th, it was really created on April 4th. According to this stablecoin statement, conforming stablecoins are now considered monetary equivalents. We all knew that they already did, but this was still a huge step from the SEC that I wanted to bring up since it demonstrates their strong effort to turn everything upside down. This government and the SEC have been making one move after another throughout the year to get everything ready and green lit so they can essentially approve everything in one big wave, including ETFs for every coin available. There has been a lot of speculation about whether the infrastructure is truly prepared to approve all of these ETFs at once. When I refer to infrastructure, I mean the entire framework that has been developed around all coin exchange traded funds ETFs. It's similar to a playbook. Any business wishing to introduce a cryptocurrency exchange traded fund ETF only needs to follow the guidelines, check all the boxes, and they're set to go. There is nothing more to it than that. Therefore, if all goes according to plan, we should expect approval times that are incredibly quick in comparison to the dreadful procedure we have previously witnessed. The SEC has been extremely positive on cryptocurrency when you truly consider how enthusiastic they have become. Paul Atkins recently stated in this post on August 5th that the SEC is dedicated to offering precise guidance on how federal securities laws should be applied to new financial activities and emerging technology under my direction. He continues by saying that today's staff statement on liquid staking is a big step in elucidating the staff's position on activities using crypto assets that are outside the purview of the SEC. I'm happy to see that the American people are already seeing benefits from the SEC's Project Crypto initiative. It is quite incredible to consider the current state of affairs in contrast to 2024, 2023, 2022, or even 2021. Guys, we've endured anti-crypto crap for 4 freaking years, and now with the SEC we're finally witnessing all of that change, which gets me full circle to the ETF issue. Why is the XRP ETF consuming so much of our attention? This is undoubtedly a component of the enormous spark I keep discussing, but the SEC case is what I'm really focusing on in all of this. Let me illustrate this for you. We go back to 2020 December, and wow, I realize that thinking about this isn't fun for XRP investors, but the news comes like a ton of bricks on December 22nd, 2020. Ripple is being sued for selling securities under the false pretense that XRP is a security. It comes directly from the SEC. And now, over 5 years later, there is still this ominous cloud that we must all contend with. However, a lot has changed since then. Everything has changed so drastically. With the exception of one item, the SEC is suddenly authorizing everything and changing the course of events. And that one thing, the case against Ripple. Let us return to the statement made by Brad Garlinghouse on June 27th. Ripple dropped its cross appeal more than a month ago. And like they promised, we're all sitting here waiting for the SEC to drop theirs as well. We should be wrapping up this chapter and going on to the important work of creating the Internet of Value. We're still waiting though. Let's face it, we have been eagerly awaiting an update from the SEC. We're getting everything but what we truly want to hear instead. They are demonstrating liquid staking everywhere they go, approving stable coins, and executing all of these actions with Project Crypto. Although it didn't begin on August 5th as scheduled, the SEC has been talking about cryptocurrency in a favorable manner for the past few weeks. Crypto everywhere, crypto this. This is what's making me insane, though we are still dealing with this lawsuit. Here we're discussing an American cryptocurrency corporation that uses blockchain technology and has one of the largest crypto assets associated with it. What's the delay then? Why is the SEC taking so long? This is what I truly want you all to understand. This gem was dropped by Bitwise's CIO, Matt Hogan. This week I wrote my CIO memo about Project Crypto and SEC Chair Paul Atkins. I'll post more tomorrow since I have a lot to say, but the problem is that it's not priced in. Is Atkins' vision already ingrained in the market? That is the main question that everyone should be asking. The prices of Ethereum,